just stopped playing golf and thought about, I don't want it to make a scene and then just, get away from this tour, or like, do I have to? I actually didn't know I was going to be a little emotional.
They were victors, they were champions, they possessed decades remaining in their professional journey, yet individually, they departed from the LPGA circuit, and they all cited identical reasons. Welcome back, golf enthusiasts. Today we're revealing the harsh reality behind numerous LPGA professionals abandoning their careers at their peak. And here's the twist. It's not by choice, it's because the LPGA system is systematically breaking them down. We're examining an organization so dysfunctional that competitors prefer ending careers at 29 rather than persisting, a calendar so demanding that elite athletes cannot endure it, and financial struggles so severe that winners face bankruptcy while competing. Before we reveal this crisis, hit that subscribe button and activate notifications, because the LPGA prefers you remain unaware of our upcoming revelation. This represents their hidden narrative. Let's examine the top 10 competitors who declared they'd had enough. Abandoning the circuit meant to elevate them to stardom. Starting at number 10, Caroline Ingless, whose November 2024 retirement at merely 31 years old revealed the LPGA's greatest cover-up. Heartbroken to leave after such dedication. Countless seasons on the LPGA Tour, Ingless concluded her career at the Anaco Tournament at Pelican Golf Club following years of perseverance. She accumulated over $1 million throughout her career, achieved 3 top 10 placements, became Oregon University's first Pac-12 individual champion, yet her statement contained what LPGA officials hoped you'd never discover. Recent seasons have been challenging. The constant movement, the relentless pressure. Hold on. What? A professional competitor who selected this path claims excessive travel demands. But here's the harsh reality. LPGA competitors travel Australia 1 week, Korea next, California following, then East Coast, then globally again. They're essentially airplane residents. Contrast this with PGA Tour players competing in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, Houston within identical states, literally driving between venues. Ingless departed with family present, her spouse supporting, describing mixed emotions while expressing pride. However, she shouldn't face choosing between professional achievement and normalcy. The LPGA's calendar forces competitors to decide your profession or your relatives, which remains unacceptable. Ranked 9th, Elizabeth Zokul, Caroline Ingless's closest friend, retired merely 2 days prior at identical venue. Zokul was only 30 years old. She accumulated $1.8 million across 6 seasons with 9 top 10 results. She maintained solid tour standing, yet quit at her Florida home course, missing qualification by 1 stroke, declaring, "I'm finished." Here's the shocking part. Both Zokul and Ingless retired within 48-hour periods. These weren't random choices. They discussed the LPGA lifestyle's unsustainability. Following retirement, they celebrated together, because that's appropriate when escaping a grinding system. Zokul's departure emphasizes a critical issue. Even million-dollar earners cannot tolerate this lifestyle. When you're earning $1.8 million yet still want escape, that's not personal failure, that's systematic dysfunction. The LPGA prefers attributing these departures to family planning or alternative pursuits. Nonsense. It concerns a tour treating competitors like equipment rather than people. 8th place features Alli Euing, whose 32-year-old retirement exposed LPGA double standards. Ewing departed at the 2024 CME Group Tour Championship following one of her finest seasons. 5 top 5 results, 2 occurred in majors, 4th Solheim Cup participation, finally achieving victory. So she abandoned peak performance because she's a mother, and LPGA's family supportive policies are deceptive. Certainly, the LPGA operates a child development center. Certainly, they maintain maternity policies, but here's the omission. Utilizing those benefits requires bringing your entire existence on tour. Ewing confessed wanting relational fulfillment, not merely professional success. Translation: the tour was destroying her family relationships, and here's the controversial aspect. Male PGA Tour golfers frequently have children, viewed as competitive benefits. Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler, Scotty Scheffler, their fathers dominating competition, but LPGA players with children essentially end careers because the tour won't modify schedules, enabling simultaneous motherhood and championship status. Ewing faced choosing, selected family but shouldn't have been forced. 7th place showcases Emma Talley, who announced in 2024 at age 30 expecting a baby while retiring. Talley won the 2023 ShopRite LPGA Classic. She remained relevant, competitive with remaining years. But pregnancy on the LPGA Tour essentially means career termination. The LPGA promotes their maternity policy, up to 2 years available, they claim. But here's the restriction. Those 2 years away, you forfeit millions in prize money. You lose sponsorships. You lose significance. Upon return, competitors have practiced and competed while you've handled childcare. Talley examined that situation and declined, choosing retirement over navigating LPGA's impossible framework. And here's the inflammatory truth. The PGA Champions Tour for men over 50 hosts nearly 30 annual events with purses exceeding $2 million. The LPGA Legends, women over 45, run events 1/3 as frequently with purses rarely reaching $400,000. So even if Talley wanted returning in her 40s, no practical pathway exists. The LPGA system deliberately pushes women out at 30. It's institutional discrimination masked as player preference. Number 6 presents Amy Olsen. She revealed the LPGA's hidden financial scandal. Olsen retired in 2024 at 31 while expecting her first child. She'd accumulated $2.6 million over 19 LPGA appearances. And she dropped this revelation. You don't earn livable income until reaching top 50. Wait, what? You can compete professionally against the world's elite and not make living wages? Olsen explained most players begin struggling for tour cards, maybe reaching top 80, top 50, gradually advancing. During that entire period, they're losing money, flights, accommodations, caddies, coaches, entry fees. Everything accumulates. And without top 50 status, you're essentially paying to compete professionally. Compare this to PGA Tour, where mediocre players are millionaires. Olsen also revealed travel nightmares. We're in Australia, then Korea, then California, then East Coast, and back. She observed PGA Tour schedules and noticed Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, Houston play, multiple tournaments within identical states. The financial support isn't there, like guys who travel with entire families. She said, so LPGA players are separated from family, losing money, and the tour pretends everything's acceptable. Olsen chose retirement and motherhood. Can anyone criticize her? 5th place features Brittany Lincicome. Her retirement represents the most devastating LPGA criticism ever. Lincicome was an 8-time LPGA Tour victor. She dominated for 2 decades. She was a major champion, distance hitter, fan favorite, and in 2024, at age 39, she retired. Why? Because she was volunteering at her daughter's elementary school cafeteria, opening chip packages, helping children dispose trash, and she realized, this provides more satisfaction than hitting golf balls. Absorb that statement. A professional athlete dedicating her life to golf said opening chip packages at elementary school surpasses LPGA Tour participation. That's not motherhood testimony. That's a devastating review of LPGA misery levels. Lincicome said, in my 20 years, the schedule represents probably the primary concern besides slow play. We're constantly striving to match the men's tour, but we're bouncing between East Coast and West Coast or returning from international locations. She pleaded for improved scheduling for 20 years, and the LPGA did nothing, so she chose chip packages. And honestly, can anyone blame her? The LPGA took one of their premier stars, one of their most marketable players, and wore her down until she'd prefer cafeteria work. That's not retirement, that's liberation. 4th place presents Marina Alex, whose retirement occurred so discreetly that most fans remained unaware until completion. Alex's retirement wasn't announced until 2024's final event. She finished T12 at the CME Group Tour Championship. She shot final round 66. She concluded strongly, surrounded by family and friends, receiving champagne celebration as she departed the LPGA. But here's her statement. Recent years have been difficult. The constant movement, the relentless pressure. This is year 11. Attempting to maintain pace with everyone here. I'm providing my absolute best effort. Attempting to maintain pace. Providing absolute best aid. That's language from someone beaten down by systematic pressure. Alex was a 2-time LPGA winner. She was successful by any standard, and even she couldn't maintain pace. Why? Because the LPGA is competitive warfare. You need parents, agents, instructors, mental coaches, trainers, nutritionists, a complete team, just to compete, and all that requires money. Money only top players earn. Alex realized she was fighting unwinnable battles. The tour demanded more while paying proportionally less, and she surrendered. The fact that her retirement went almost unnoticed reveals everything. The LPGA cycles through players so rapidly that even two-time winners can disappear into obscurity. Third place features Yeon Ryu. Her 2024 retirement at age 34 exposed something uncomfortable. Ryu won the 2017 ANA Inspiration. She won the 2011 US Women's Open. She's a two-time major champion. She reached world number 1. She earned over $12 million. And the LPGA prefers you think she retired for family. Incorrect. Ryu said the COVID pandemic made her realize she missed Korean living. She wanted returning home and maintaining stable family life. Translation: the LPGA lifestyle was so unstable and chaotic that even a world number 1 couldn't endure it long term. Here's the controversial reality: the LPGA relies heavily on international players, Koreans, Japanese, Australians, Europeans, but they make zero cultural accommodations for those players. The schedule serves Americans. The marketing targets American audiences. The entire system assumes you'll abandon your homeland. Ryu spent years away from Korea, grinding on a tour that never felt comfortable, and when COVID forced everyone to decelerate, she realized her misery, so she abandoned millions glory competition just to feel normal again. And the LPGA they barely noticed replaced her with the next international star and continued. That's not legendary treatment, that's disposable employee treatment. Second place presents Wie West. Her 2023 retirement at age 33 should have triggered LPGA emergency response. Wie was the LPGA's chosen one, the prodigy who qualified for the US Open at age 12, who turned professional at 15 with $20 million in endorsements. She won 5 LPGA titles, including the 2014 US Women's Open. She competed against men. She appeared on magazine covers. She was everything the LPGA required, and they destroyed her. When Wie announced her retirement, she cited mental health struggles. She said, "Unfortunately in golf, you lose more than you win. So it's a continuous struggle to expose yourself before cameras and continue working hard and maybe not see desired results and get criticized for it. I've struggled with it. I don't think there's somebody here that hasn't. It's just a matter of how well you conceal it, which is very sad." Did you notice that? How well you conceal it. The LPGA knows their players struggle mentally. They know the pressure is excessive and their solution conceal it better. We dealt with lifetime scrutiny, career-plaguing injuries, impossible expectations, and the LPGA offered nothing. No mental health assistance, no pressure adjustment. Just cope with it. So she quit at 33 with remaining golf years, because staying would have destroyed her completely, and the LPGA's response? Silence. They continued like Wie West never existed. That's the system. Exploit your stars and discard them. Finally, number 1 features Lexi Thompson, the retirement that shocked the internet and exposed everything wrong with the LPGA. Lexi Thompson, 11-time LPGA winner, major champion, 6-time Solheim Cup player, the face of women's golf for over a decade, retired at 29 years old. She'd been competing professionally for 14 years. She qualified for the US Open at age 12. She turned professional at 15. She won her first tournament at 16, and by 29 she was finished. Lexi said, "Golf has been my existence since I was 5 years old. I haven't really experienced much different lifetime with family friends. I'm anticipating the next chapter." She also admitted, "I've struggled with mental health. Unfortunately in golf, you lose more than you win. It's an ongoing struggle, but here's what nobody discusses." Lexi went 6 years without victory before retiring. From 2019 to 2024, 0 wins. Why? Because in 2017, she was victimized by an unjust rule at the ANA Inspiration. A television viewer called in a penalty for ball marking error. She was leading by 2 strokes with 6 holes remaining, 4-stroke penalty. She lost in playoff. That moment shattered her. And the LPGA? They changed rules after destroying her career. Too little, too late. Lexi also mentioned the grind, 14 full-time years, missing cuts, receiving criticism, the constant pressure, and here's the brutal reality. Lexi's still competing at the Grant Thornton Invitational right now. She shot 17 under in round 1, tournament record, so clearly, she can still compete, but she doesn't want full-time LPGA participation because the tour makes it unbearable. That's the ultimate condemnation. Your biggest star would rather play exhibitions than full-time on your tour. The LPGA failed Lexi Thompson. They failed Michelle Wie. They failed Yeon Ryu. They're failing everyone. So there you have it, the top 10 players who quit because of LPGA failures. Not because they desired it, not because they were prepared for the next phase, but because the system is dysfunctional. 84,000 miles of annual travel. 3 global circumnavigation, players going bankrupt trying to compete. Mental health, overlooked. Family life, unachievable. And a schedule so demanding that even champions are choosing elementary school cafeterias over golf. The LPGA wants to blame life decisions. But the reality, they're driving away their stars because they refuse addressing obvious problems, improved schedule coordination, higher purses for more players, mental health assistance, family accommodations. It's not complex. But until they repair it, the departures will persist. What do you think? Is the LPGA destroying women's golf? Should they completely redesign the tour? Share your frustrated thoughts in the comments. If you made it this far, smash that like button, subscribe for more controversial golf content, and turn on notifications. The LPGA doesn't want this story revealed, but we're revealing it regardless. Until next time, remember, these players didn't quit golf. They quit a broken system.